All right, guys, our next guest will be making a submission radio debut, a BJJ black belt under Marcelo Garcia, coming off a fresh win, getting double gold in the IBJJF Nogi Pan Am. He is now preparing Conor McGregor for his blockbuster fight at UFC 205. It's a pleasure to welcome Dillon Danis to Submission Radio. May I add, live from Ireland. Dillon, welcome to the program.
Thank you, man. Glad to be on here. Thanks for having me.
It is great to have you. Now, let's talk about this big win at the Pan Ams first. You got big win in the medium heavyweight division and a submission in your weight category and 2 submissions in the absolute division. Now, you've admitted to sort of performing below expectations at the Copa Podio Middleweight Grand Prix. This is your first tournament back since helping Conor for UFC 202. What exactly went different in your preparations for this comp?
I wouldn't say anything was too much different, but, I would say that my mental was definitely better for this one. The last one, I don't know. I had a little bit of lapse, or I just didn't perform well. The preparation wasn't correct. But for this one, I made sure that I was going to go out there and be like my old self and take care of it. So I was really happy with the last performance I had at the Pan Ams. I submitted to everybody except for one man. So there was nothing really that went wrong the last one. It was just I performed bad. I don't make excuses. I never have and I never will. So I just came back and got the job done. So that's all that matters.
I guess the big question here is, when you're preparing a guy like Conor McGregor for a fight, how much time do you have to focus on improving your BJJ game, and how hard has it been for you to balance life as a trainer and competitor?
Yeah, so the thing about me and Conor is that he respects me a lot and I respect him a lot, and we know what each other need. So we're both competitors in our prime right now competing, and he knows that. So he lets me kind of train whatever I need to train, and I help him whatever he needs to train. So it's a really good relationship because we both respect each other and we're both good friends, and we just kind of there for each other. So the relationship is good. So training for my fights is easy, and him training for his fights are easy. We have each other's back, and that's all that matters.
That's awesome. And obviously MMA fans it's great that you're obviously getting this exposure and a whole new demographic. MMA fans now know, Dillon Danis, and not just the, BJJ community. And obviously MMA fans have wanted to see you make the jump over to the sport for a while now. We all saw there was a bit of talk between you and Nate Diaz a while back, but how soon do you think we could, see you make the jump?
It could be soon. If the UFC offered me that fight, I would do it. So that's a possibility, If that big fight came, I would take it 100%. But I do have my goals that I have to accomplish in jiu-jitsu. So it's very tricky for me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to jump over or not. But if that UFC asked me for that fight, I would take it in a heartbeat. So that's definitely something that could be possible. But it could be tomorrow. It could be a year. I don't know. I have a good team around me that I like to, make sure I do it right. So, it's just a matter of timing. It's definitely going to happen, though. There's no doubt about it. 100% it's going to happen. It's just a matter of timing right now.
Wow. It's one thing sort of if the UFC came to you, but I'm wondering if you've sort of gone to them. We saw, I believe it was on Instagram, you put up a post and you tagged Dana White. Have you gone and actually spoke to anyone in the UFC about actually doing this?
I haven't talked to anybody yet, but I'm pretty sure they've seen it, so they know where to find me. You know what I mean? So 100% they've seen it, but I haven't actually gone and talked to anybody in the UFC. I know Dana since I was a little bit younger, so he knows who I am for sure. So it's definitely a possibility.
Oh, wow. So you and Dana have a relationship. I'm curious because the fight with Nate Diaz would be a huge one, but as we know, he's probably looking for some other bigger name opponents. If you didn't get Nate Diaz, would you be interested in fighting anyone from the Diaz camp, or maybe even someone else in the UFC? Has anyone else in the UFC caught your eye?
Anybody in the UFC, really. It doesn't really matter to me. It wouldn't matter. So, doesn't really matter. It could be Nate, it could be anybody. I just want to get in there and fight and prove that jiu-jitsu is still the main martial art in MMA.
Well, I mean, obviously you're a world-class grappler. A lot of people would picture you sort of coming in like, say, a Demian Maia and utilizing that skill mainly. But we haven't obviously seen, gotten a chance to see your stand-up before. Have you been working on your striking with Conor McGregor, John Kavanagh or Owen Roddy while in camp? And if you become an MMA fighter, would you consider sort of fighting out of SBG? And I'm just wondering, how would you sort of go in? Would it be to sort of incorporate all facets of MMA, or would you want to be like a Demian Maia and just focus on jiu-jitsu?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I would obviously be a grappler and fight like Demian Maia. I mean, that's my strongest suit is jiu-jitsu, so I would use it to my advantage. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy striking. I really enjoy boxing and kickboxing. So, I mean, I don't want to lay all the cards out yet, but when I get in there, it's I guess everybody will see what I've been working on and everything. So, I mean, I'm not a stupid guy either. I don't know why everybody's like, oh, you're gonna get killed and all this stuff. Obviously, I know what I'm doing, so there's no reason to think that I wouldn't be ready. If I got in there, I would be ready.
Dillon Danis with the secret weapons. Just curious, how long have you been doing striking, like boxing, kickboxing, and all stand-up?
Not too long. I mean, I've always done it on and off since I was younger, but I never actually gone like complete, like a long time doing it. You know what I mean? So I've been doing it on and off since I was younger, but obviously jiu-jitsu's been my main thing since I was a kid, and that's been my life. But yeah, I've been doing it on and off, but I'll be ready.
Just quickly, Dillon, I mean, you mentioned how you want to show everybody how jiu-jitsu's one of the strongest arts that you can use in mixed martial arts. Do you feel like that's lost a little bit? Do you feel like people aren't really, apart from guys like Demian Maia and a couple of select others, do you feel like that's a little bit lost in the sport today?
Yeah, 100%. I think it is. We need another guy to be like Royce Gracie and go out there and dominate everybody, kind of like Damian's doing right now. And I believe that it is possible. A lot of people like to say jiu-jitsu is dead and stuff like that, but that's not true. I think that it's the most effective and the best martial art there is for MMA. So I would prove that and make sure that jiu-jitsu still reigns.
Wow, exciting times. Now, the big focus is, of course, getting Conor ready for UFC 205. Just wondering, where do you sit on McGregor fighting Eddie Alvarez? Is this the fight that you think made the most sense for Conor? What did you think when you heard that announcement?
Yeah, I mean, that, for me, I mean, I have really no say in whatever Conor fights, but I would say it was the best fight for him because that was his goal since he was young, is to be the two-weight world champion. So if opportunity presents itself, you go and take it. You don't let things pass like that. So, I mean, I think it's an awesome fight for him. He knows what he's doing with his career. He's done the best career probably in UFC history. So he takes the right fights. He does what he has to do. And I think it's an amazing fight for him. I think he's going to be the two-way world champion after November 12th. So that's all I'm thinking. I think Conor made the right decision. And he's going to do what he said since the beginning, which is he's going to replicate what he did in the last promotion, which was two-way world champion. So he's going to go and do it.
Well, this fight will go down at 155. Owen Roddy said that lightweight is the best weight class for McGregor. Do you agree, and would you like to see McGregor stay at lightweight in the future?
I mean, Conor can really fight at any weight. I mean, we saw him fight at the 170. People don't realize how big Nate Diaz was in there. I said this before, that he's a big guy, super big guy. So, I mean, Conor could fight 155, 170, 145, 185. I mean, he does what he wants. He says it. He could do anything really. So I wouldn't count him out of any weight class. 155 is good for his body type though, because he doesn't have to cut too much weight, and he's right around that weight all the time. So yeah, it's a good weight class for him, I would say.
I want to ask you something, because obviously you're his training partner. You see him day in and day out. During his analysis of this upcoming fight, Faraz Zahabi said, "I personally think it's too quick of a turnaround because his last fight against Nate, he showed he has a lot to fix still. His cardio isn't bulletproof. His composure still isn't bulletproof. His ability to fight 5 rounds for me, I still think needs a lot of work and needs to be addressed, and I don't think he has the time to address that in this fight." Those are Faraz Zahabi's words. Just wondering, from the sort of perspective of the camp and yourself, is this a concern at all for you guys? And what do you think about the notion of the turnaround being too quick from Faraz?
I mean, that's just talk. But I don't think that doesn't make any sense really, because he beat a guy that was a gritty veteran who's fought for the title. Nate Diaz is a legend in the sport. I mean, obviously there's going to be some little things that you could kind of take away from that fight. Anybody that's fought Nate Diaz, they could say that they need to improve after. So, I mean, that was a war, but that's the way Nate fights, you know. And Conor showed his composure. He showed heart in that fight. He showed everything, you know. So the turnaround isn't quick. I mean, that's the way that we are. We go fight, and then we go right back into it. You know, this is Conor's life. So he doesn't need any downtime. He's been doing this since he was young, and it's just what he does. He goes out there and fights. He's the most active fighter on the roster. I mean, he takes fights like a couple months at a time. So, I mean, this is just how he is. And I just think that's just someone's opinion. But I'm telling you, Conor will be ready for that day, and I promise you, he's going to come out winning. So.
Well, let's talk about the actual fight. A lot of people talking about Eddie Alvarez and what kind of game plan he's going to try and use when fighting McGregor. A lot of people trying to bring up the fact that McGregor was taken down by Chad Mendes, and there were some issues in the first Nate Diaz fight as well. Curious, what do you think about the theory that Eddie will try and capitalize on his wrestling and try and take McGregor down? How much of a concern is that for you? And do you believe McGregor will be able to stop that?
Yeah, I mean, but it's a long 25 minutes. It's the same thing as a Chad fight. And Conor can hit you from everywhere. You know, he can hit you from bottom. He can hit you from anywhere, really. He gets the fence. And so it's a long 25 minutes. So I'm very, very confident in Conor to be able to pull this one off. So, I mean, if he tries to come in and wrestle, it's fine. You know, we're prepared for anything. And Conor is going to be hitting him from everywhere. So it's a different game when you're trying to take someone down over and over again, and you're kind of panicking because obviously Conor's way better in the stand-up. So he's going to be panicking and take him down, and, you know, it's a tiring situation to be in. And when Conor's hitting you from everywhere, so I have a feeling that you won't be ready for that.
You obviously came in before the rematch with Nate Diaz for UFC 202. We didn't, and obviously Conor had great takedown defense in that fight. We didn't see it so much on the ground per se, but how much would you say, you know, from your time training with Conor, how much would you say his jiu-jitsu has improved since the first Nate Diaz fight?
Yeah, so John Kavanaugh is his coach, who is a really good black belt, and he's a seasoned veteran in jiu-jitsu and fighting, you know. He's a really, really good coach, and he's a really good black belt, so he always had good jiu-jitsu, you know. And when I came in, we just worked a lot on positions and moves, and I kind of added my own style to it, you know. It's kind of like adding a little bit to something that was already great, you know. So whatever I came and helped, it's just a little bit of icing on the cake, you know. I think that we work super hard on our jiu-jitsu, and I think it will show when he fights, you know. So that's how I feel about it, you know. It was just me adding to him, you know. I mean, he was underrated, I feel, in his jiu-jitsu, but that's just people liking to talk a little shit about him because, like, a lot of people just want to hate, you know what I mean? So he showed that he has good jiu-jitsu before, and he'll definitely show it again. You know, we work hard in that department, so yeah, I think when the fight comes, people will see if it even goes to the ground. But if it does, he'll definitely be prepared.
Just wondering, sort of to add to that, when you first stepped into the gym and you first rolled with him, what was your first impression of his jiu-jitsu game? Were you impressed with him?
Yeah, I was very impressed with him. I mean, the first time I came in there, he came at me really hard, so it was cool, you know. Like, at that time, you know, we didn't really know each other. We were just trying to go at it, and yeah, it was good, man. He's super, super good athlete, and he knows what he's doing. Trust me, he's really good. He has a really good coach. You know, he comes from a good team, and he definitely is really good on the ground, you know. So it was good. The first time we trained, you know, we went at each other, but it was cool.
What did you think of the rumors the other day about Conor apparently being knocked out and sparring? Did you get a good laugh out of that when you saw that online?
It was funny because that was actually his rest day. He wasn't even in the gym. That was just like that was a super rumor. Like, it came out of nowhere, and that really, like, didn't even happen at all. Like, not even like anything close to that happened. So I don't understand where that came from. You know? Like, it's crazy. That was completely fake. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I guess, like, the people that report on this stuff need to check their sources, you know?
Do you know by any chance who leaked that? Have you sort of gone around the camp and figured that out?
No one knows. I don't think it was someone actually in the camp. I think it was just some random guy pretending like he was or something. I have no clue. But, I mean, it was completely fake.
Well, we had Owen Roddy give us a prediction a couple of weeks ago, but we want to get yours as well. How do you see this fight playing out UFC 205?
I said it before, and I said it again, that I think Conor's going to knock him out cold, so that's my prediction. I feel Conor will put him away 100%.
Do you think this happens early in the fight, or do you see it sort of happening a little bit later?
I could see it happening early in the fight, but Eddie's tough, you know. He's good at kind of slowing the fight down, the same way he kind of fought Anthony Pettis where he's just shooting in, but I feel like Conor will put him away either early or late. I feel like he'll definitely put him away for sure, though. Doesn't matter when.
Just wondering, obviously you were there for the UFC 202 fight, now here you are again. We spoke about the turnaround and it sort of being back-to-back. I'm wondering what it's like for you. What's sort of the grind like, and do you sort of feel almost like you're in a training camp because you're always constantly, training and being a training partner of McGregor's?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's a rough life, but this is kind of like the life I had since I was 15, is always training, competing, traveling. So it's like, I'm used to it, and you got to be able to know how to kind of control it all and take it all in and be able to compete and train with someone or help someone out for a fight, So it's definitely a kind of taxing lifestyle, but you got to just know how to kind of handle it and make sure you take it all in, It's a good experience for me, too, to be here in Ireland, and it's a cool thing.
Dillon, we appreciate your time. We have a couple more questions, then we'll let you go. We really appreciate your time. Yourself and Conor and the entire team at SBG have been working so hard and grinding away for so long with back-to-back fights and huge media tours. It seems like Conor will be taking some time away after UFC 205 to spend with his family. There are even some rumors that he'll be welcoming a baby into the world. How long do you think Conor will be away from active competition?
I honestly can't talk about that. I mean, that's his personal life, so you would have to ask him about that. But, Conor's a fighter, so he'll always be there to fight. But, yeah, you got to ask him about that. I can't talk about that. That's his personal life and stuff. But, yeah, so I'm not sure.
Well, the fans would kill us if we didn't ask. Let us ask you this, though, because there are rumors about him potentially retiring permanently. Fans are freaking out, not just in Ireland, but all over the world. Can we rule this out at least? Can you give us anything, Dillon?
You gotta ask him, man. I can't talk about that stuff. That's personal. But yeah, he will. I feel like he'll keep fighting. In my opinion, I don't know, but he's gonna go down as the best fighter probably in history. So he can do whatever he wants, really. But yeah, I see him fighting. I mean, he already said that he really wants to do the trilogy with Nate. I mean, he said that on record, so he probably does have that fight and stuff. But who knows? Maybe he wants to fight Mayweather. Stuff like that, there's a lot of options for him. That's a good thing about him, he has so many options.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Now, once UFC 205 is over, fans will want to see what's next for Dillon. So what's your plan after Conor's next fight? What can we expect to see next?
Just competing in Jiu-Jitsu, probably the Pan Ams and then Worlds and big super fights, I mean, I always say that Jiu-Jitsu life is super tiring. It's always training and then competing like every weekend. That's how we Jiu-Jitsu guys do it, so just going back into the grind of competing every weekend and getting after it, trying to accomplish my goals.
Yeah, it's a hard, grinding life, but obviously you've got a lot to show for it. Finally, Dillon, last question. We know you're a New Jersey native. You'll be a big part of the major history-making moment at Madison Square Garden. Just curious, what's your favorite sort of MSG moment or memory that stands out in your head as you're about to head there in a month?
That's a tough question. I mean, MSG is literally 3 blocks, probably 4 blocks from my house.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's right in my, literally right next to my house. So it's going to be pretty cool to be there and watch probably the biggest fight in MMA history go there. I mean, Muhammad Ali's fought there. I mean, the Knicks play there. So there's so much history in that place. I think Michael Jackson has performed there. So, I mean, you can't really put Madison Square Garden in words. It's every kid's dream to kind of be able to be there or compete in there or something. So it's going to be cool to see my brother go to war. And, I'll be there for him. It'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what is that moment going to be like? I mean, it's one thing sort of living next door, and I imagine you've gone to see shows. What's that going to be like for you, sort of being the centerpiece? It's not like, you're in the opening prelims. You're going to be, part of the main event. What's that going to be like for you?
It's the same feeling, I can't really explain what it feels like. I mean, it's just like, kind of like the Nate Diaz fight. It's just like walking out there with him, because he's different than most fighters. He has like this kind of, he has like people he has a whole country behind him, So it's like a lot going into it, and it's a cool thing. It's the experience is you can't really talk, I can't explain it in words. You have to just be there and feel the energy and feel everything that's going on. It's really like an unbelievable feeling, and I know one day that I'm going to be there too. So it's cool to be there with him and like have his back and everything. And it motivates me to strive for stuff like that too. So I like it a lot.
Well, it's going to be a history-making moment at Madison Square Garden for UFC 205. We can't wait to be there ourselves and watch you make that walk. Guys, make sure to follow Dillon on Twitter and Instagram at Dillon Danis. Best of luck for UFC 205, Dillon, and thank you for joining us on the program. We'll see you over in New York, and a big, big moment about to happen in November.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.